podcast. If you are, man, I just totally blanked out. Welcome back to the Professional Podcast. If you've been listening, watching, and if this is your first time, well, then we can't wait to hang out with you and have fun. For all of you listeners that have been here for a while, new mic, well, actually his mic, so hopefully this sounds better. And these weird headphones, and they have like a weird band thing. Look at that. Anyway, today we are answering the world's most unanswered questions and some just random ones I put in. And then for movie corner stuff, we'll talk about Thunderbolts because we saw that movie. So, yeah, fun stuff. You want to just go right into it? Oh, also,
I'm tired.
I'm Andrew.
We just woke up.
This is Cohen.
Yep, that's me. I'm Andrew.
What? Oh, yeah. I agree.
I'm the OG Andrew.
Okay, just stop. Middle names do not count.
I'm so tired. I just woke up. And if you can't tell by my face and my hair, I just woke up.
I woke up at 7 and then was watching Tomb Raider until I
thought you were playing the game Tomb Raider.
Dude. Okay. The game at first, I was like, this is it's good. The 2013 one, I think. The reboots, they're really good. The first one, I know. It's kind of like Xbox's version of Uncharted.
The Lara Croft Tomb Raider, right?
Tomb Raider's always Lara Croft.
Is it? I don't know.
When is Tomb Raider not Lara Croft? Maybe she's not.
I don't know.
This is the one where she's not, big bootied, you know? You know, the old ones where they were this is the one where she's, actually a person, and it actually has story. Oh, and it's good. The combat's fun and the movement. Anyway.
Sounds like it's pointless if she doesn't have big booty physics. Just saying. Hey, you said it. You said it.
You're exposing yourself.
If you drop soap on the floor,
oh, I know.
Is the soap dirty or is the floor clean?
It depends on the floor, I think.
What do you mean it depends on the floor?
Hear me out. I know this sounds crazy. If the floor is dirty, then it's a mix, right? If the floor is dirty, are we saying the floor is clean? Because if the floor is clean and the soap hits the floor, then the floor is clean. You know? If the floor is dirty,
if the floor is clean and the soap is clean, and then you drop the soap, then it's
clean.
But how could the soap? But how could the soap ever be dirty? Because it is what cleans.
But you said the floor was already clean.
No, I'm saying. No, if the floor is dirty, and the soap drop on the floor, dirty, but clean.
No, okay, yeah, dirty floor. If the soap hits the dirty floor, I think it depends on how much dirt, how much molecular mass of germs and dirt there are on the floor.
But would it just start to clean it from the soap sitting there?
Well, it's not like the soap is like acid and it's just just eating.
What if it's a wet soap bar? What if it's wet?
What would that? What would?
No, you know when you touch a soap bar and you're it's you know.
No. What?
No, like it's slippery. No, it's slippery and it's kind of melting.
Okay. So, yeah, but how's that going to make it cleaner?
Because the water and the soap.
Does water make things cleaner? Water is like a rinse. Soap is like a germ killer.
But if you mix soap and water, you get magic clean potion.
Here's the reason I think that soap is not just plowing through all the dirt. Because dude, do you know all the dirtiness? So does that mean you could just drop a soap on the dirt outside and it would just make its way to the core of the planet? No. So you see what I'm saying? It doesn't really. I think the soap. But it's just a barrier. It's a barrier. It just.
So it's like water and oil.
Between the soap and the dirt?
Yeah.
Probably. I mean, I've never. You know what? We should try. We could do that for our channel.
It just repels everything.
Yeah, it just launches the soap into space.
So you're saying that the soap is dirty?
No. I'm saying the soap is not cleaning the dirt.
No, but we're just talking about a floor.
A floor?
A regular. If you drop anything in the dirt, it becomes dirty because it's dirt.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, you mean like, is it cleaning the floor?
You can't clean dirt. It's always gonna be dirt.
But, so you're saying if it's just like a normal floor, like you drop it on this marble floor with fingerprints on it, the fingerprints will go away?
Will they?
I don't know, probably.
That's the question, Andrew.
It makes sense. Why'd you let me get so sidetracked? It makes perfect sense for it to just like clean it if it's just like a floor, but dirt, you know.
What if it's like a cartoon where it just starts sliding a little bit and it like cleans that little patch though?
You want to try for yourself? You want to throw?
I don't even have a soap bar. Soap bars are
probably
pointless.
not something you should share.
No, all the soap is in bottles. I don't have any
share.
bars.
Yeah, I have a soap bar. You use it for your like
Why?
facial soap, charcoal facial soap.
Oh, just use the bottle.
Look at the
face
shiny
wash.
forehead, though.
You just then you don't have to rub.
Yeah, but it is expensive and it doesn't last as long. Whereas the soap just goes forever. I have like a giant square.
What? A giant square?
Mm-hmm.
Why? Just soap. You put it in your hand and you
because it like kind of like sticks to
and then
your
you're done.
face and it's like perfect. And then
you rinse it off with the water.
No. The soap. It like sticks to your face, gets you this nice layer, and then you take it off and it just has like this smooth feel. You feel very smooth, like a baby.
The soap is the same as if it's liquid form and not block form.
All right, Cohen, fine. The soap disintegrates everything it touches. Moving on. Why? Okay, when you look in a mirror, right?
Yeah.
Why is it like
There's one
opposite?
right here, actually.
Why is it the opposite, right?
Is this a real question?
Yes. Why is it the opposite, like of left and right, but not of up and down? No. Listen. Hear me out. Does that make sense, though? You know, when you look in the mirror. When you look in the mirror.
What? Wait, so you're saying. So wait, if we had a mirror, and you're like, oh, we have to flip it upside down to use it.
No, it's
just because it's
somehow dumber
different.
than what I just said.
No,
it would just be the same. No, but you know how it's like flipped sideways. Like when you look in the mirror.
Yeah.
You're looking at yourself, but it's like wrong. You know,
but,
it's reversed.
No, it's not reversed. It's you in that situation.
What's the situation? This is just.
It would be like me.
Why are we
at
upside
right
down?
Now.
Why is okay? But hear me out. You know, on your camera, sometimes you're out of that setting where it's like, when you turn your head to the right, it takes you to the left. You know, why doesn't it put you upside down too? You know, why is it just like the sides are reversed but not up and down?
That's what it does.
What's the point?
Always. I'm saying it's because you're like looking at another person, so you're the same, but different.
Okay, but when I'm looking at this camera, it's the same,
but
right?
different.
Everything's the same.
No, it's not. Raise your right hand. Okay. Well, I mean, to me that's on the left.
Really?
Yeah, it is.
Raise your right hand. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Why is it reversed though? And why
because you're looking at yourself.
Okay, but when you're looking at yourself, why aren't you upside down?
Okay, you're saying, wait, if you looked into a mirror and you were the right way, you'd be looking at the back of your head.
Yeah. Doesn't that make sense?
No, okay. That's so... What? It's called a mirror. It's a mirroring.
That is the stupidest explaining this.
It's whatever you put. Ow!
No, Andrew, it makes perfect sense because it's called a mirror. It mirrors.
No, but if you mirror something,
The
it
Greek
puts
word
that thing.
for mirror comes from mirror and roar. And together
You don't know Greek.
it means mirror.
Stop. Now you're being mean.
All right.
No, but if you do like a mirror setting, it takes whatever you have on one side of you and swaps it to the other because it's mirrored. It's still the same, but it's swapped to the other side.
Fine, I get it now. We answered one of the most unanswered questions.
No, two.
Yeah, but I don't think the soap one counts. That was out of like pity.
Wow. So my question doesn't matter?
Yeah. Bro.
Okay, go. Keep going.
Me? Okay. Oh, dude, I have a lot. How many ants would it take to carry a human? I wonder how people would like test this. Would they just like do like a full on stage leap?
It would take a lot.
I don't even think they could do it because the amount you need would not fit in the shape of our body, you know? Like we would smush them and the others would be on the outside of our body.
Haven't you seen Indiana Jones? Haven't you seen Indiana Jones?
Those were gigantor ants though.
No, those were regular. They were a little bit bigger. I don't think they were huge, right? What? I thought they were normal,
sure
like
they were.
fire ants or something, and they're like, not the ants, and then they're like trying to drive over them.
That's in the skull, crystal skull.
Yeah.
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 Okay. Well, what
I don't think they were big. I think it would take a lot. I think it would take a lot of ants. No, they were normal. They were bigger, but they were still normal sized.
Okay.
Ants. Because they like go into the guy's mouth. I can't believe I watched that when I was like 2 years old. I was like, yeah, this is awesome.
There's no way you watched that when you were 2 years old, bro.
Dude, that was the only
Do you know
Indiana
when it
Jones.
came out? You were way older than 2 when it came out.
The Crystal Skull?
Yes.
I'm pretty sure those are all.
Wait, how old are you? Came out 2008.
47.
Came out 2008.
Really?
So I was
okay,
1.
Okay. I was
1.
4.
Exactly.
I was 4.
That's 2. That's
You were
double
1?
your
Oh,
age.
you're a child. You're a child.
Well, I wasn't watching it when it came out.
Either way, that was the only Indiana Jones movie we had on disc. We didn't have any of the other ones.
So you had
So I
the
watched that
worst
one
the worst one
Yep.
at its time. Although, in my opinion, I think the second one's pretty lame. I think I like
Which one's that?
the like demon ritual one, or I guess not demon ritual, but
The
they,
Temple
like,
of Doom or
yeah.
whatever?
It was just depressing because basically the director and the producer both got divorced. Well, one broke up, one got divorced. And so they were like putting their depression into the movie, and so it became very dark. Also, it's a prequel. It's before the first one. It's made after. It was made before. I don't know why Lucas does that with literally everything. But yeah.
I like how you call him Lucas as you're on like actually
We're friends.
You're
We're
what?
bros
You're
now.
on last name basis with Lucas.
Yeah. I could say George, but that just sounds. George is not really a good name.
George of the Jungle.
Sorry to our Georges.
Georgie.
Yeah, I'm not friends with a single
Hey,
George.
Georgie. I don't think I know a single George.
George Washington.
Curious George. We went way different ways.
I'm curious to see what the next question is because this is lame.
If one synchronized swimmer drowns, do the others have to drown too?
What do you mean by synchronized? Like
A synchronized swimmer. Like they're all swimming in synchronization.
no, because they would want to live.
But they're synchronized.
Yeah, but you're not when someone dies.
But that means they have to die too.
They're not chained together,
If
are
they're
they?
they're synced. They're synced. They're
Oh,
in
so they're
formation.
they can't undo it. They're stuck. They're mind controlled. They're in a trance.
No, I'm just saying, if they're synchronized swimmers and they're not following the leader,
Dude, if they see someone drowning, they're gonna have some common sense.
They're not following the leader, and now they're fired. They don't get to swim again.
Oh, I'm fired. Well, at least I'm alive.
They have to do it. Otherwise, they can't call themselves synchronized swimmers if they're not going to sink.
Then they're not synchronized swimmers. No one's gonna.
No, they're not.
No one's gonna see someone drown and be like, "Oh, let's try that too, so I can get paid for it." If you're dead, you ain't getting paid.
No, stop.
That was a dumb one. That one was dumb. Okay, I have one for you. If two people were born at the same exact time but in different time zones, who is older?
Huh?
Two people. One, two. Born at the exact same time. But they're both in different time zones. Who is older?
They're both exactly the same. They're just born at different times. Or not like different times. They're just born at a different part of the flippin' moon, Earth.
Yeah, but what if, like, in America, it's like... In America, it's like 5 o'clock, right? And then somewhere else, it's like 3 o'clock. Does that person is he technically older?
No, because if they drive to where the other one was born, they're born in the exact same time.
Ooh, this man is slick.
What? It's common sense, Andrew. What are you talking about?
Well, hey, you don't get to say anything after you talk about that stupid synchronized swimmer crap.
When you drive across America or the world, you don't just like get older. You're like, oh, I can feel my bones.
But sometimes
you're just in pain.
Old. Sometimes you feel old in different countries. Tell me you went to Europe.
You're a young pup. No, I actually felt like younger, if anything.
That phrase disgusts me. Well,
you came up with it. What are you talking about?
The young pup.
You said it.
I said young pup?
Yeah, you're the one that said that. I didn't say that.
No, you said you're like a young pup.
Don't gaslight me.
I
did not.
Have to edit this.
You said young pup.
And you're gonna have to replay me being correct.
No.
Okay. Winner gets $5.
You just said it.
No, you said it first.
I did not say young pup. Why would I? That's not even in my vocabulary book.
You young pup. Why would I say young pup? I was literally talking about how you're getting older. You just said you're young. You're a young pup.
Oh, maybe I did. Get to the next one.
The next one.
I'm tired. I haven't eaten breakfast.
How do you pronounce How do you pronounce Worcestershire sauce?
Are you actually good?
How do you pronounce it? This is a question just for
me. It's Worcestershire.
Worcestershire?
No, Worcestershire.
Worcestershire.
You say it. You know what? You gotta say it with an accent. I won't go there and get myself some Worcestershire. That's what it is. No. Yeah, you gotta be like, I ain't gonna go on there and get me some Worcestershire sauce. I don't Worcestershire.
Worcestershire.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Wait, hang on. If I look it up, Worcestershire. I wonder if it'll tell me how it sounds. That would be really funny. Have you seen that guy on like how to pronounce things on YouTube?
The Asian
and he
guy?
just says them so wrong.
Like Oreo?
Mayo de noche. Anyway, yeah, it's Worcestershire sauce.
Worcestershire.
Worcestershire.
Who would create such a
Worcestershire?
name?
Worcestershire? Worcestershire. Sauce.
I need to sneeze.
What the heck was that? You looked like your head was about to explode.
I sucked it in.
Audio listeners.
Oh no.
He sneezed like a Hiroshima bomb. If you try to fail,
for all our Japanese listeners, that was unhinged. That was
what? Do you think Japanese people are listening to this in Japan?
I'm just keeping my hopes up, man.
What?
Crushing my dreams.
I'm sorry. If you try to fail and succeed,
I saw this one.
Which one did you do?
If you succeed at failing, dude, the answer is so simple. You gotta look out of the box. You gotta take that quantitative reasoning, rotate that geometric angle, find out that it's linear, not circular, and then find out outside that line, it keeps going. There is no boundary. So once you get off that line, you figure out it's both.
What?
Yeah.
If you try to fail and succeed,
if you succeed at failing, you failed and succeeded.
But
tell me I'm
failed.
Wrong.
But wait, you failed. You tried to fail, but you succeeded, so you failed at failing. So you failed either way.
You succeeded at failing. If you tried to fail and then failed, that would be a different story.
But if you failed,
no.
If you succeeded on
you're just trying to argue with me.
No, but you tried to fail, but you succeeded at failing. So you failed. Not only did you succeed, but you succeeded at failing. What you need to do is fail at failing. Then you failed hard.
So it's still both.
No, it's not still both. No, you just failed. Because now you've tried to fail and succeeded.
Then you succeeded at failing.
No. Well, sure.
If you failed at failing, then you just double failed.
But you failed. You failed.
You lost everything, though.
If you failed at succeeding, then you still succeeded with what you wanted to do. You didn't fail.
If you failed at succeeding, if you failed at succeeding.
No, that's different. If you're trying to succeed and you fail, that's just failing. If you try to succeed and succeed, then you just succeed. And if you try to fail, you fail. But if you try to fail, in the beginning.
Okay, I have a question. What was that theory about fire and water, where people say water is not wet or something?
Oh, is water wet?
Yes. Let's talk about that.
That had nothing to do with water. That had nothing to do with
wet?
fire. Is fire hot? Touch it.
No. Is water wet though?
No, water itself is not wet. It makes things wet.
Water is water. Wait.
Yes, Kalishnikov.
Wait. So when I pee on a piece of paper, am I water because I'm making things wet?
No, that's pee.
I'm pee?
No, that's gross. You have become the pee. That's gross. No.
It makes perfect sense. Using your logic, water makes things wet. Define water. What is water? Define it to me.
Well, I mean, technically, yeah, part of you is water, but no.
This is not
72% of your body is made of water.
No, define water. What is water? Just straight to the basics, right to the core.
Do you think it's hydrogen and oxygen. 2 parts hydrogen, 1 part oxygen. Your pee is not 1 part oxygen and 2 parts hydrogen.
What is the concept of water? Because you were saying it makes things wet, but it's not wet.
We're about to answer this question right
How
now.
can something not wet make something wet?
Because the physical thing isn't wet itself, it's what it does to others. I'm not mean.
So when you stick your hand
But
in
you!
water, the water isn't wet.
It says
Is the
that,
water dry?
It says that urine is 95% water and the remaining portion is various waste products, creatinine, uric acid, and electrolytes like salt, sodium, potassium, and chloride. So basically, you're just a salt guy. You're salting. You are creating ocean water.
Okay. Stop. Okay. But listen.
The
Okay.
water is not wet. It makes
So when you stick your hand
wet.
in water, it's dry.
No, it makes it wet because you touch the water.
Okay, but what is the water itself?
It's water.
That doesn't make sense.
It's in the name.
It doesn't make sense though. No, cause look, a jar of water.
I'm looking.
You're telling me a jar of water is not wet?
No, the
What
jar
is
is wet
water?
now.
What is water without the wetness? No, seriously. Is water just oxygen then?
It's
If
way
water's
too
not
early.
wet, and it's not dry, and it's water.
No, I
How do
didn't
you
say
make
it
that
was
easier?
dry.
I said it's not dry.
Water, the bottom of the lake is wet, but the top of the lake, that's just water. It's just water. If you touch it, then you're wet. But that's
Okay.
just water.
But fire, okay? Think of it
Bro,
like
no.
this. You can't. What happens if you pour water on water? Is the water wet then? 'Cause
No!
water makes things wet.
No, that's just more water.
So it's
You don't
more-
say this half of the lake is touching that half of the lake. That there, that's a wet lake. No, it's just a lake.
What?
If you get in it, you're wet.
It doesn't make sense though. How is it
If you
not
get
wet?
in it, you're wet.
How is
'cause it's
it
not.
wet?
Have you ever seen?
How
Have
do
you
you
seen,
know?
ever seen?
Have you felt water? What does it feel like?
It feels wet because I touched it.
Okay, so if nobody touches water ever, it's what is it then?
It is a bubbly, watery boy.
You're just saying it's water.
No, I know it
Just
is
like
water. What do you
so
want
water
from
is
me?
just the element. It is down to its roots water.
Yeah,
See, I understand the
it's
fire
water.
thing. Because fire... You can...
What fire thing?
Fire burns things, but you can't burn fire. That one makes more sense. Water is wet. But, like, if you pour more water, then... You know, wouldn't it be, like, a little wet, you know?
What?
What
Have
is
you ever
fire?
seen the? Have you ever seen putting a water droplet on like the microscope thing?
No, I'm not
How
a
it
nerd.
how it just doesn't doesn't sink in and it's just a bubble. You just move it around. That's what I'm talking about. It's not wet itself. If it was wet, it would seep into anything. It would just go through walls.
Water.
It's just water. The fire. I don't know what you're talking about. The fire thing.
Fire. People say the same thing
If
about
I
fire.
pour fire on
No,
water,
No. That might be the answer. No, because hear me out. Water, okay, I understand that. Water is just water, right? Fire is just fire. You can't make water wet by pouring water on water. You can't burn fire by burning fire. Because fire's already burning the water. No, that means water's wet. Does this make sense? Because look. If the fire is already burning, right, and you can't burn fire, then that means water is wet, and you can't make water wet. So it must already be wet.
no, because when
Yes.
it touches the fire, it gets the fire wet.
No, we're not.
You don't say- you
we're
don't
not
say-
mixing the elements
No.
yet. We're not there
You-
yet.
What are you talking about?
Look.
The fire is fire.
Listen, fire cannot be burnt. It is already burning.
And water cannot be wet. It is already water.
So it's already wet. You cannot make
No.
it more wet. Yes, because the fire is
No,
already...
the fire is dumb. The fire is not
already
a good
burning.
analogy.
Fire is already burning.
Fire can only burn if there's oxygen.
Exactly. Water can only be water.
Fire
if there's
can
oxygen.
no.
Wait.
Fire can only burn if there is something to burn. Water can be water whether you like it or not.
Yes, but it can't be wet unless there's something to wet.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But they're the same element. Somehow,
No.
somehow, water is just not real. I don't believe it's real anymore because this concept does not work.
No, because
Water
it
isn't
doesn't-
real. Water's not real, guys. You got it. You got it. You heard it from us first.
No, you can't. You're.
What just happened?
No. The water can't be
you just
wet.
turn
It's a
around?
physical thing. It's just water. The fire, you have to light a fire. A fire has to be lit. Water, you don't have to do anything. It's just there.
Well,
See?
what are the chemicals of fire? What are the elements of fire? What makes fire? Because technically, it's always
Oxygen
there. They just have to
and
meet.
no, it's oxygen and you just need oxygen and a
That's
spark.
it. I'm putting it in the chat GPT.
Whoops.
This has gone too far.
What is fire made of? Fuel, oxygen, and heat.
Is water wet?
Don't
That's
you
a
dare.
classic debate. Some people say water is wet because it makes things wet when it comes into contact with them. Others argue that
But it's
wetness
not.
is a sensation we experience when water touches something. So it really depends
She just
on
proved
how you
herself
look
wrong
at
on
it.
both
What do
things.
you think?
Okay, so
She just proved herself wrong on both things.
it is terminology. It's terminology, is what we just learned from that. She said some people.
She said the same thing twice.
Say wet is no. She said some people say it's wet because it makes things wet. Some people say it's dry, but it gives the sensation, or not dry, but it only gives the sensation of being wet.
But that's the same thing. If you touch it, it gives a sensation of wetness. So you've touched it, and now it is wet on you.
Yeah, because it's wet from the beginning.
But the water was not wet from the beginning. That's
Okay.
not what she said.
Can you put water on anything, and
Yep.
and it ever be not wet?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
On what? If you say water, I'm gonna
plate.
punch you.
Put water on a plate.
How's the plate not wet then?
It doesn't make the plate wet. There's just water on the plate.
So you're saying water is like a what's the word for it? Not like a
If you
goop?
put water and oil together, you can't. The oil does not mix with water. It literally repels water.
Okay, but is oil wet? See?
No.
See?
No.
It totally is. You put it on yourself. and
Oil
you're like,
is disgusting.
okay, we're moving on. This is gonna take up the whole episode. Fine.
How far? Oh my gosh, we're 30 minutes in.
Yeah. Do you have one or should I?
Why is it called fast food if you have to wait in a line?
This is not even a debate.
If I'm waiting in line, it's not fast.
Because
It's not fast food.
Because it's much faster than going to Cattleman's or like an actual restaurant.
Oh, Cattleman's. Oh, ribs. I want to eat some ribs so bad.
This one here, it's like an hour away, but it's worth it.
What? Where? Where is it? Where's the Cattleman's?
Or maybe it's
Take
a Logan's Roadhouse.
Take
It's
me home.
also really good.
That's even better. Take me home, country road.
Cattleman's.
Where the baby? The Logan's Roadhouse. Take me. Wait.
Is it Cattle?
Wait.
Man's or
Whitefish?
Cattleman's?
Oh no. Logan's Bar and Grill. No. No.
Oh, nearby. The nearest Cattleman's is 19 hours and 24 minutes. Okay, let me find Logan's Roadhouse. Logan's
What the heck,
Roadhouse.
dude? Where
The
are
nearest
they?
Logan's Roadhouse is, bro. Can it search it, please?
It's in Columbus, Ohio.
Okay, never mind. I was wrong. Moving on. Anyway, it's called fast food because it's faster than waiting in the restaurant, which it should really just mean faster food. but still kind of slow. That's what they should name it. And it's just abbreviate that.
It's called faster food.
Yes, faster food.
You said
Faster-
dumb things on the podcast
Faster
again.
food. Oh, dude, this whole episode has been saying dumb things on the podcast. Faster food,
I'm so hungry.
but still slow. So F, S. Faster food, still slow. Because it's slow, but it's faster.
Faster food, still slow. FFST.
S.
Faster food, still. Sure.
Why'd you put a T
Still
in there?
slow. FFSS.
See, it's got a ring to it. FFS.
but that.
Say F.
Skip!
F,
Next
F,
one.
Say FF.
Do fish get thirsty?
No.
Sure.
They're literally swimming in water.
Do they have to drink water? Do they need water to survive?
First of all, isn't there like teeny little bits of oxygen in the ocean, like floating in bubbles or something?
Yeah. No, they
Um,
can. Yeah, they can get oxygen.
They have gills.
Oh,
they are
fish drink water.
We're supposed
Fish
to-
drink water.
Oh wait, really? Cause they're. Oh wait, how? Dude, they're literally breathing in water.
Shut up. No, that's not. I'm
Why
talking
do
about
you-
drink.
How do you think they're alive in the water? They're swimming in the water. They're inevitably gonna get some water in their mouths.
Saltwater fish literally drink through their mouths. Dude, they're literally like, they're just underwater. They go.
I mean, they always have their mouths open, kinda.
For water loss due to osmosis. Freshwater fish absorb water through their gills and skin. That makes sense why they're like super wet all the time. See, fish are wet because they are in the water.
Wait. Okay. You know what? Never mind. Okay.
Okay, let's do a different one.
Is deja vu just like a glitch in reality? No, but seriously, why do you see it happen before it happens? Is it your
No, you
instinct?
don't see it happen before it happens. You see it happen and you're like, wait, I've been here before.
So that
It's
means-
not like, I know what's about to happen, and then you change the future.
But it's kind of sort of
It's
like that.
it's just after it happens, or like while
You
it's
know,
happening.
you
You're like,
remember that it happened before.
whoa.
So
Yeah.
it's like a glitch, or it's like a level up where you unlock some like knowledge.
True. You're like having a flashback. You're like, I've been here before. This is my
Yeah.
second playthrough.
Turns into a cutscene. Yeah.
No Russian.
Okay. This one's a little scientifical. Is time linear or circular?
I don't
Meaning,
know
does it
what
just keep
circular
going?
means. What?
Does time just go in a line, or is it like a loop?
Why would it be a loop?
Well, because maybe we haven't gotten to the end yet. You know, maybe we're like going around.
You mean the end of the loop?
Well, here's reasons why it could be a loop. History repeats itself. So, initially, it's like we're spinning off into another timeline, right? And we just keep making loops that are slightly different from the last time. You know? Because history has been repeating itself, which means people are learning, but it's like... You see the science?
No, that's just people being dumb.
You gotta admit, though, we look kind of smart. So, you're telling me it's a line.
Yeah,
So
time
it's
is
just
linear.
going straight into
That's
nowhere.
like that's
So
like
it's just
one
going
of the
straight
most
into
basic
nowhere.
things. Yeah,
But,
uh-huh.
in Loki season 2, no, I'm just kidding.
Oh my gosh, you know on like the charts, time is this and it doesn't stop.
What charts? Well, in Loki, it's kind of like a tree.
Bro, you were talking about fictional Asgardian gods.
Hey,
Actually, technically they're not even Asgardian. They're actually just Norse.
dude, You mean, first of all, everything you said about that sentence.
Loki is a Norse god.
Do you know that Norse, first of all, Norse is just Asgardian.
Nordic.
Norse is not in Asgardian. Asgardian is in Norse. Is it making, like, the Norse gods live in Asgard? Is this ringing? Are the gears turning? Is this making sense now?
I don't remember that. Wait.
Dude, Asgard is literally... No, stop. Okay. Here's another one. Why can you remember what you forgot, but you can't remember
You
what
can't
you
even
forgot?
remember what you're trying to say.
Why can't you remember what you forgot? Wait, no.
What?
Why
Wait, what?
do you
Why?
remember? Why do you remember that you forgot something, but you can't remember what you forgot?
What?
Why can't someone speak properly?
Why can't I remember what I forgot?
Mm-hmm.
Because I forgot. That's a dumb.
Why do you?
That's it.
Why does your brain go? Oh, I forgot something. Good luck. Figure it out.
Because there's too much going on.
Why is there too much going on? Your brain's practically empty. I don't know how you can forget anything. Sorry.
Excuse me? It's running wet.
I mean, your brain is linear, you know? So it's just like... it's just going.
And your brain is circular.
Yeah, because it actually goes back around to remember things, you know? So it, like, can get back... It's like, this is what it had, this is what it forgot, and this is it going around. It goes, boop, remember, boop. Yours just goes... Okay. Well, so you think... So you just think the simple answer is because you forgot? You're really gonna keep it that boring? You're not gonna argue with me? I mean, that is arguing with me.
Well, you want to know? You want to know why I remembered? Because I remembered it.
Okay.
And then I forgot it again. But I remembered it. Why did you forget? Okay, do the movie corner. I'm gonna blow my nose really quick.
Cue the music. What? Why did you say that on the podcast?
Does it look like I care if the podcast knows that I'm about to
Why did you just say that? You could just...
Oh, I'm saying you talked to me. Wait, you got beat up for too?
Hi everyone. Welcome back to the movie corner. Today we're gonna do something a little different than what we usually do. Usually, if you're new here, we usually just like talk about a bunch of random movies. I recommend a movie, but recently Thunderbolts has came out. I don't know why I'm not knowing how to talk, and it was really good. So I'm gonna talk about it. I'm gonna review it. I have a couple notes here on my handy dandy phone, and I guess we'll just get right to it. First off, this does contain spoilers, so yeah, you can stop the episode right here. Maybe we'll put like a little spoiler button thing up on the screen until we're done with the corner, but it's got spoilers, so just be prepared. No suing. Yeah. Anyway, let's start with what we liked. Or I wrote down what I liked. I don't think you wrote anything. The humor. The humor was good. It was funny. It wasn't trying too hard to be funny. It was a little dark at sometimes, but it was well placed, well balanced. It felt kind of like the OG movies almost. It felt like more like how they were back then, where they were like a little serious, but also kind of funny too. And it just kind of like fit together, you know. Marvel movies haven't really been that good. The chemistry between the characters, that was good. It felt like an Avengers movie, but it also felt kind of like smaller and more contained. I don't know if you would agree. And then Sentry was awesome too. Bro.
You're way too late.
Audio listeners,
I was taking a picture, audio listeners.
Picture. You got a little tripod. I was about to say quopod for some reason.
It has a button that I just need a battery, and then you can like start it anywhere.
Yeah, that's what.
It's like a remote.
That's
you can
what
take it.
tripods usually have. I have 2 of those.
You do not have one with a button.
I have 2 buttons. I have one with 2 buttons and one with 1 button.
Get back to the movie corner.
Okay. What I didn't like. Okay, the one thing I didn't like in this movie, if you're here, you probably have already seen it, and you'll probably agree. When they are in Valentina's little like bunker place, and she's about to incinerate them, and there's a literal timer clock in the background. That was just like a typical movie. It's a small thing. It bugged me a lot, but the movie kind of made up for it. That was dumb, though. Theories. Top theories? Okay, I have some theories. First of all, a lot of people are thinking that Yelena and Sentry are gonna hook it up. It's possible,
They should.
But
That'd be super, baby.
Why'd you immediately go to baby making from Yelena and...
You said hook up.
Fine, be in a shipped. Be shipped.
Baby making. Get a baby.
Why you say that like that? Another
Then-
thing is, Sentry will probably be the new Hulk. And then, what's her name? Yelena will be the new Black Widow, and she'll be like, "The sun's getting real low, Bob." And then Bob's gonna be like, "Okay, I'm not depressed anymore." And then, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, though? You see the, like, correlation. Honestly, Yelena has
He sees Florence Pugh, and he's like, okay, I'm fine now.
He's like, dang, she fought. No, you see Yelena, though, and you compare her to Black Widow, there's really not that much of a difference between them. Both of them
Just
are in
Russian
love with
accent.
monsters. Well, we don't know if she's in love with them, but also they both were, like, assassins. Both raised by the same dad. Both had to kill people. Also, they both were, like, lonely until they met their group, you know? So, pretty cool. I loved how John Walker was, like, the most hateable character in the Falcon and the Winter Soldier show. And then in this movie, Thunderbolts,
He wasn't really hateable in the show either. He was regular.
What do you
And
mean?
everyone was like,
What?
how dare you kill someone?
He was not
for-
regular. He was spitting on Captain America's legend.
He wasn't
I'm the
doing...
new Captain America. I'm perfect. I'm cool. I'm gonna beat people up. And then he literally murders a citizen. Define innocent.
Nuh-uh, that
Captain
was
America
not a
would never do
citizen.
that. Captain America
That wasn't
would
a
never do
citizen.
that. It was a public.
It was one of the people. And then
I
they're
think-
like, Captain America doesn't kill. And he's like, okay,
Captain
well, it was a
would
bad guy.
find- Captain America is way better of a cap.
Captain America, have you seen the first 10 seconds of Winter Soldier? He kills every single person on that
No,
boat.
he literally. Okay.
Yes, he did.
Doesn't,
He launched someone through a wall. That man is dead.
Okay, but you know Marvel. People aren't dead when you throw them through walls. Also,
So dumb.
dude, but John Walker literally grabs the shield and is just bashing the guy's face in over and over again.
He's standing on business.
It's pure rage. Also, he's not really a good guy. I mean, he is now, but then,
I mean, he's still not.
I mean, he was, yeah, well,
He's honestly
funny
the
now.
same. He's honestly the same. He's just
No,
funny.
Well, he's a little more better. I mean, he didn't kill Valentina when he was about to.
He should have.
The movie would have ended right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, John Walker's storyline was pretty good. Let's see what else I have. Best soundtrack is obviously that when Bucky comes on his motorcycle and they're driving and it's like down, down. That was
I wasn't
good.
listening.
It's by the same person who did Everything Everywhere All at Once, like the music.
Oh.
Top 3 favorite scenes. Did you write yours down? I didn't even.
No,
tell
I
you
can
to.
remember.
Okay, well, my top favorite scenes, honestly, my favorite is when Bucky is, like, riding in on his motorcycle, and he's, like, saving them, and they're all like, yeah! And then the music kicks in, it's like, dun, dun. Also, he does the Terminator, like, where you, like, flip the shotgun to reload it, and then he, like, shoots the wheels. And then he shoots them, and you're like, what? which I already saw that in the trailer. The trailer gave away a little too much, I feel like, because that was like one of the best
The
scenes.
trailer gave away everything except for Sentry.
Yeah, which was good, but like I still didn't like that they put in Bucky.
That scene was the best.
That scene was my favorite scene. Second
No, not
favorite
that scene. I'm talking about Sentry scene.
Sentry
That's
had
the
some
best
really
scene.
Good scenes. Dang it, I didn't put
No,
those in my top 3.
the Sentry scene.
Okay, my second is the Yelena and Alexei hug. And their like dialogue. It was good. It was emotional. You're frozen on a smile. You just look like.
Am I? Oh. Well, I'm not frozen.
Yes,
You're frozen.
You're frozen.
Well, I'm not to the listeners, so
look
now you just
disgusted.
sound weird.
Yeah. Anyway, your favorite scene? I still have one left.
The Sentry scene, when he is just standing there and everyone's
Sucking
trying to
the
beat him
juice
up
out
and
of
nothing
everyone.
happens. Yeah.
Oh, that action
No,
scene
no.
was good.
No, the action scene where everyone's like trying to
Yeah.
beat him up. It's like Metro Man when Megamind's like throwing like speakers at him and he's just standing there.
Yeah.
It's so awesome.
Okay, that
I-
scene was good.
We finally have another superhero in a superhero movie. There's been none
Hey,
for a very long time.
Alexei.
Yeah, Captain
John
America
Walker.
died in
John
Avengers
Walker.
Infinity War.
John Walker and Alexei
He's
both
not-
have...
They're not superheroes.
Yes.
They don't fly. They don't wear suits. They're
Captain
not
America-
superheroes.
So is Captain America not a superhero?
He
They got super heroes. They're totally superheroes. Hulk has
Thor is a superhero.
Thor is
Hulk
a
is a
god.
superhero. Yeah.
Hulk is a monster. Bruce Banner is a hero.
Yeah, Hulk's not he's not a superhero either.
He's just a tool.
Superman is a superhero. Sentry is basically Superman. So he is a superhero.
Sentry is basically bad. I feel like he's too dangerous to let out.
Dude, he's awesome. And
He's
okay, my favorite. Oh, actually no, above it all because it was just what the heck just happened. So it's major spoiler if you haven't seen it. So skip this. But
Oh,
when
this-
he
I already
saves
gave
the
the warning.
child,
Yeah.
when he
and-
saves the child and then just boom, and she's just gone. It was,
That was good. Also,
That was
Alexei's
crazy.
back. Can we okay, that one scene where they're pushing.
Who's Alexei? The dad?
Guardian. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that one scene though where like the big piece of concrete falls and they all are pushing it together. It was like about to smush Walker. Everyone I talked to imagines people on the other side because it was like about to fall on a citizen. So Walker catches it and it's like crushing him. All the other Thunderbolts come and they turn around and they just push it the other way without even checking if anyone's on the other side. They
I
could've
mean-
gone a lot.
They had quite a lot of time to get out of the way if they were on the other side. It took them a whole like 2 minutes to flip it.
You know my most like unexpected scene that I loved the most? Not the most, but I loved it.
Taskmaster dying.
Yeah.
No,
I love
actually,
It was so good. The fans hated Taskmaster because, first of all, it was supposed to be a guy, and he was supposed to be like one of Spider-Man's worst enemy. He was one of the coolest because his whole thing is he mimics everyone, which they kind of did it, but not as well. But then also like, the thing is like, if it was Spider-Man, he would mimic Spider-Man and be able to move and like do all the things like that. And Taskmaster is kind of an anti-hero, which they just made her like a blown-up face girl. Loved that they got rid of that. But it was so unexpected. And then the other thing is Taskmaster is on the cover. And it's not like, oh, she's tucked in the corner. It looks like she will be in the movie for like
I
a lot
thought
of it.
she
I was
was
like,
gonna
man, it's
be.
going to be interesting. I didn't think she was dead when they shot her. I thought, oh, she's alive. And then I was like,
I know. I was thinking, how are they going to bring her back from the incinerator?
dude, they're going to find a way. No. But yeah.
They better
Another
not.
thing I loved how Ghost was like more in it. And actually, like, you got to see her character more, you know? Because in Ant-Man, she was kind of just like, I need this to survive, arr! You know? But in this, like, she actually, I love when Yelena is just, like, roasting everyone, and she's like, you're not a good person. And And she's like, ugh. And then she's like, Walker, you're trash. Yeah. They were like so mean to each other, but yeah.
It's funny.
What else do I have on here?
Bucky with the slicked back hair. Okay, the end scene.
That's hey, we're not there yet.
Fine.
Okay, I have questions. First I want to talk about things I want more of. I want to learn a little bit more about Ghost, because we know everything about all the other characters. We know nothing about Ghost, really. And I want to learn more about Red Guardian, because, like, I want to know, like, what he was doing, like, for his country. Like, what he did. You know? Because he's Russia's Captain America. Sorry to all our Russian listeners, which are 0. But, you know what I'm saying? And then Ghost is just like, oh, she was in the lab. Is it going to explain any more of that? I don't think she deserves her own movie or her own show. I think she deserves, like, a flashback. You know?
They were practically having flashbacks in the movie.
Not her. She's the only one.
I guess not.
She's the only one. Well, not the only one. Her, you already know Bucky. You know what he was seeing in his shame room. Alexei, I have no idea what he was seeing. But Ghost, you don't. You only see Walker and Yelena's perspective of the shame room. And you don't see anyone else. I have some questions, though. Questions about it. Because these are just questions. Why were there, like, no other people in the shame room?
Because it's theirs.
But they're, as a group, all of theirs? So does that mean, like, if your family is shamed, you all get to, like, be a family together in your own shame room?
No, they were breaking into each other's shame rooms.
How did they, like, find each other?
I don't know. You think I know that?
I'm just saying that's interesting.
Because plot has got a plot. That's why.
Okay. Also, major spoiler, which I already said this whole thing is spoiler, so if you're listening this far, you're really just shooting yourself in the foot. They're the new Avengers now. Well, I guess they're already stripping the strip off on all the, like, things on Instagram and TikTok and everything, so everyone knows they're the new Avengers
Stripping
now.
the strip off.
Strip the strip off! Mother stripper!
Oh my gosh.
Why did I say that? That was stupid. Okay. I want to know how the new Avengers are going to coexist with Sam's Avengers, and obviously we know the young Avengers are coming because we have.
I don't think they will, because Bucky and Sam, like, they're nice to each other, but they don't like that. Like, Bucky wants his own thing.
Bucky should have just been Captain America. I know it's not comic accurate, but he's more of a man than Sam. I mean, Sam's good, but Sam was just like, I mean, Sam would risk the whole team. Like, literally in Brave New World, he's fighting a guy, and he's winning the fight. And then he's like, you know what? I'm going to take my suit off and beat you up without it. And then he gets, like, beat up. He still wins the fight, but now he's like,
I'm confused as to why John Walker has serum.
Have you seen the show?
Yeah, John Walker has serum.
Dude.
No. I'm not. No, I'm saying I'm not done talking. Okay. I'm confused as to why we got John Walker, Red Guardian. I don't think Yelena has serum. And Winter Soldier all have serum, and then Sam is like, "Nah, I'm not gonna take it." Even though
Sam
you
was
can
trying
literally
to
just
be
take
like
it.
Captain America, but then again, Captain America.
He's not. Yeah,
Sam,
that's what made him Captain America.
I hope Sam gets better, because I don't even know who
He's
Sam's
not.
Avengers would be. Like, are they just gonna join forces?
Strange.
But Strange.
Strange is part of the
Strange is
Avengers.
always like a rogue, though. Strange is part of the Illuminati, which they already killed off.
They're not gonna.
Also,
do that.
he's part of the Defenders. Okay, I know Hulk, Black Panther, and Strange join, like, the Defenders and make their thing called, like, the Defenders. Or maybe that's not the word for it. It's called something, though. I have the encyclopedia right here, but
Is Thor
I don't
still
wanna
going to
get
be
it.
part of the Avengers?
Oh, he's gotta be. And the Guardians of the Galaxy are probably just... They're broken up. So I don't know what's supposed to happen with that. But Star-Lord's gonna return. Star-Lord is gonna return, so I don't know how that's gonna
He's
fit.
on Earth, so maybe he'll just be an Avenger now.
Maybe. Yeah, but I don't.
That'd be
know.
kind of cool.
I don't know how I'd like him being alone though.
Is he in the cast for what's it called yet?
No,
Oh.
I think he'll be in the second one though.
It's not even fully written, and they already have the cast.
They're trying to make it all in a year, which I think is kind of. I don't think it's gonna be done by a year.
Yeah.
That's a lot, and it's an Avengers movie, so it's like big. I hope it's good.
I mean, it only took them a year for Endgame.
Do you think Kate Bishop is gonna be in
the
Sam's
Avengers?
Avengers? Well, I don't know who
That
else
would-
we would have. Is
That
he
would
gonna
be
have,
the
like, three
worst.
people?
It would be the worst Avengers ever.
Oh, well, I know Kate Bishop is in the Young Avengers in the comics, and in Agatha All Along, Wiccan is there, which is he's also part of the Young Avengers. And then in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, gay girl, lesbian world universe girl, she is
Miss
the
Marvel?
Captain America. No. She's in the Young Avengers too, but no. In Doctor Strange, you know the girl that portals
Star
Star
something
Portaler,
Star?
America
Yeah.
Chavez. Yeah, she's supposed to be in
yeah.
it too. And then there's supposed to be like another Captain America that's black. The shield. You know what I loved? This is off topic, but the way John Walker kept using his shield even though it was a taco. And he kept it on. And then at the end in the credits he's like riding on a taco shield. So stupid. Yeah. But no, see, like, who are Sam's Avengers?
They're gonna be garbage.
Captain Marvel? Like,
If they're all going to go up against Doom, I mean, Fantastic Four are gonna be there, so that's actually
true.
superheroes. But
And then
the actual Avengers that Sam is gonna make are gonna do zero for the thing against Doom. They're gonna do absolutely nothing.
yeah. I know
Sam,
Black Panther got
Kate
recasted.
Bishop. Really? That's dumb. No, I
For
thought
Doomsday.
it was. I thought it was
Denzel
like
Washington?
no Natir. Or what is her name now?
No, okay, that
The
was
girl's Black Panther.
I don't
now.
know why people like that movie. It was literally like, first of all, it was like
I didn't watch it.
Thunderbolts, but not funny and only about depression and awful. She's just depressed the whole movie. And then at the end she's like, "You know what?" Like basically she's like Black Panther for a day. And then she like gives the mantle
Didn't they
back.
put the like other Iron Man thing in there too?
Iron Woman, you mean? Ironheart?
Yeah, Ironheart. It's dumb.
She was fine. It was really not.
They're
I
never
liked
gonna
the
do it
villain
again.
a
They're
little.
never gonna touch it again. You're
Black
never gonna
Panther?
see Ironheart again. No.
No, Robert Downey Jr. gave the show, the Ironheart show, his blessing. So they're making it.
They're never gonna see. I'm saying you're never gonna see it in the Avengers movie.
Oh, I hope not. But yeah, it was not. Shuri wasn't really. She was like Black Panther for a day, but at the end of Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, you figure out typical Black Panther and his girlfriend were actually pregnant before they died, and so their son is the heir to the throne, but he's not even like. He's like 4 or 8. I think he's like 8. So they just found someone that looks like that guy if he was older, and then they're like, "Oh, we'll put him in Doomsday." And so I'm assuming it's like an alternate dimension of Black Panther. But I'm telling you, the multiverse stuff, Loki did it good. Wanda,
Doctor Strange did not do it good.
Doctor Strange did it dirty, and then after that, you couldn't do it anymore. They just, like, Thunderbolts was good. It did not, notice the pattern. No multiverse stuff. The only good multiverse thing was No Way Home, I think. But, like, that's only because they brought the other Spider-Mans in. If they weren't in that, no one would watch that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, because it just makes it so big, and then it's like, I mean, even in Loki, there were, like, thousands of Infinity Stones everywhere. Like, you could be really... Imagine Loki just gives them all Infinity Gauntlets, and he's like, "Okay, charge!" That'd be funny. But, like, they need, like, kind of... And then also, like, Kang the
Was he
Conqueror.
cast?
Kang? Who?
Was Loki cast?
Oh, yes. That's why everyone's
was.
like excited. Yes. And it's gonna be the
Oh.
first time Thor and Loki like
But-
reunite since
but
Infinity War.
Is it gonna be Loki or is
I'm
it gonna be
sure.
a different one?
Well, he controls time. I feel like the fans would only. I feel like they know what the fans want. You know. And then
I guess
also
we'll see.
another thing, Kang. I don't. Is the Kang Dynasty delayed or just not happening? Because I know Kang.
They didn't do it. No, they're doing Avengers. There's 2 Avengers, but it's not the Kang thing anymore.
Well, you know why Kang was stupid? The main reason, just the idea. Kang in the comics is Iron Lad in the future.
Yeah, it's Avengers Doomsday and then Avengers Secret Wars.
Yeah.
After that.
But do you hear what I'm saying? Kang
Kinda.
is not supposed to be black for one reason. He is Iron Lad in the future. He's the Young Avengers villain. He's basically the leader of the Young Avengers, or leader-ish. In the future, he becomes a villain, and he's trying to turn his son into him. Which isn't his son, it's him. But he, like, kind of treats him like a son. It's weird. But it was just... Yeah, it was weird. Also, Kang died by ants, technically, so that was just crazy.
King would have been so much better of a bad guy, though.
Yeah. Although, I'm excited for Doomsday. I just don't know how I feel about Robert Downey Jr. being Doom. That's, like, my one concern, because, like, maybe it's an alternate version of Iron Man, but that's, like, that's a stretch. I mean, I don't know. Anyway.
If he still acts like Tony Stark, I'm going to go ballistic.
I hope not. He probably... Well, if it's an alternate version of him, then it probably will. I mean, they have to make him likable of a villain, you know?
No. Why would they make him likable? The whole point of a villain is to be bad.
I want to see Bob beat up Captain Marvel. Most random thought, but I want to see that. I want to see Marvel.
Captain
like,
Marvel
punch
like
him.
punches him, and then it just turns to the void and starts going crazy. That'd be kind of awesome. I think they should just like, just be like, all right, Sentry, take care of it.
Yeah. All right. To wrap up this movie corner, let's just finish what we were talking about. Fantastic Four. Yeah. At
Honestly,
the end,
probably just wrap up the
ship?
podcast.
Yeah, that too. Fantastic Four. Okay. You know, in the post credit scene, the second one, there you see the F on the ship, which means Fantastic Four, obviously. Do you think that is the end? Oh yeah, that's right. Do you think that is the end of the Fantastic Four movie? Do you think it ends with them launching into this universe, and then it's like, oh, they're the Thunderbolts?
Yeah, 100%. They
ending?
have what is it, Galactus? I think that's going to be the ending.
You think they lose?
And then,
you think they lose?
Yes,
you think they have to
lose.
leave their universe?
That's the whole point of the movie.
How? Don't they beat him so many times?
In the trailer, he's trying to figure out how to leave the universe because they're going to lose.
No, that's not what it is about.
She goes, your universe is marked for death.
I know, but
and
they said we will protect you.
And then they're trying to leave.
They said we will protect you.
Wait. Did you not see his chalkboard? He's literally doing the thing for alternate dimensions.
Well, then that spoils that they leave. I don't know.
We already knew that.
Okay, but in Secret Wars the comics, a ship crashes with all the original like Avengers in it, and like, well, not all of them, but like Miles Morales is he's in the Secret Wars like for a lot of it. So I don't know how. He's the guy that gives the guy the cheeseburger.
They're supposed to do another.
I don't know how they get rid of it. Yeah,
they give the guy the cheeseburger.
He gives one of. So there's this guy called. I don't know if it's Molecule Man or Nuke Man, but basically he can just blow everything up in an instant, but he doesn't because he dies if he does it. So he kind of like gives the guy a burger to help him, I guess. But Miles Morales is in a lot of it, like a lot of the comic. But yeah. Anyway,
they're making another Spider-Man, so.
I hope they have Miles Morales. I know they're having Sadie Sink in it, which is going to be awesome.
I have a feeling it's supposed to be Venom because of the end of the No Way Home.
I don't think they're going to do that, though.
And the end of Venom. And then I'm guessing Miles Morales might come in and then save him. It better not be Shamik Moore or else I'm going to go insane.
Yeah, well, you know.
He's weird.
That is true, but...
He's kind of creepy, actually.
I don't know who they would put as a Black Spider-Man. They're running out of black actors. Like, you
No,
can't do
not.
Denzel Washington. You can't do Finn from... You can't do John
Michael B.
Boyega.
Jordan.
No, because he's already the villain
He'd
for
be
Black Panther.
awesome.
He's already
Oh,
the villain
yeah.
for Black Panther. He's way too old, too, bro. Way too old.
They can find some random person.
Maybe
I'm
that
sure.
black singer guy from Sinners. That'd be funny. Although he's a little too black.
A little too black.
Calm down. I don't know. What if they just make Miles white? Because I don't know how you could.
No,
who you would
no,
get?
no.
You'd have to get a really good black actor. They could just AI
could
generate
do-
him.
That's so dumb. What do you mean? You think they're just like out of black people?
Yes, young black people, bro. When is the last? Oh! I know who. Look at me! 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 Look at me!
Who's
Cohen.
Ryan
No,
Coogler?
Courtney. Ryan Coogler's the guy who wrote Sinners.
Courtney.
No, Cohen. Look,
Huh.
I know who it could be. Lucas Sinclair from Stranger Things. He's young. He's a little older now, but he
They
he could do it.
could.
He's been working out a
could
little
do
too, so I'm just saying he's got the hair. He has
He
a
could
flat
probably
top.
do it. Yeah, he could probably do it.
That's my top pick right now. Anyway, to wrap it up, ratings of the movie, I'd probably give it like a 7.5 or an 8 out of 10.
I'm gonna give it an 8 just cause Sentry.
Sentry was good.
I'm glad there's real superheroes again.
I'm glad there are real superheroes again, and not just
I want to hear how
But the
powerful
story,
characters.
the writing on the characters was really good. That's what I really like. Some movies these days, especially Marvel ones, the writing is just like the characters are not likable or attachable. They needed to give Captain Marvel a character change, a change of heart or something, or she's always gonna be the most unlikable Avenger. She's not an Avenger. She's a freelancer at this point. But yeah. Anyway, you want to take us out, or you have anything you want to say?
Yeah. Sorry for the long hiatus. It's my fault. We're coming back. We're back. We're back, kinda. For
We're
now.
back, baby. We'll upload this in like 2 months.
I'll put it out for Tuesday. At a normal time. And then we're gonna record on Sunday.
Hopefully we can get Tater McTater.
4. No, he's busy. Anyway.
damn.
Yeah, he's in Seattle. Anyway,
Anyway.
thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.
See you next time.
Tell us. Hey, I still see that you guys are not commenting. None of you guys have commented. I want to see some comments, okay? You stop. What happened? What? My camera sucked itself out of its main spot. I want to see some comments, and comment if you think water is wet or not, because I need to know.
Yeah, comment, okay?
Okay, bye.
Goodbye. Peace.
Peace.